24/7. Today we are celebrating the 11th Global Literary Festival. Here we have the guest, Miss Aastha Gill ma'am, who is the author. So we will ask to her that how is feeling today.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you for having me here. And I'm so glad to see so many people excited about writing, and as an author it gives me a lot of pleasure. Thank you.
Okay ma'am. So ma'am, what advice would you give to a student who wants to start a writing? Means who doesn't want to how to begin it. So what advice would you give?
I would say, remember one thing, writing is not about having a skill to write. It's about having that emotion to write. So if you have the audacity to write, the courage, and if you have a fearless attitude, you will be able to write whatever you wish. You don't really need to worry about vocabulary, not having enough words, and not having correct grammar. You don't really need to think about that. You just need to write with full emotion, and the world is going to accept it with the same emotion. So have that courage.
So how important is the formal education nowadays for a writer?
By formal education, you mean schooling, or you're talking about attending a school, or it's education is what is important, right? So we need to be literate by knowing how to understand a particular language and be able to write. But at the same time, when it comes to formal education, it's about knowing what the whole world is and whatever is inside you. That's more important. Okay, so when it comes to education, yes, it's important. Literacy is important, but these two are very different terms. So literacy is what you learn through books, okay, through curriculum. But education is what you see around you and whatever you experience. So, and both are important. More important is educating yourself with what thoughts you have, what attitude you've created by seeing things around you, nature, people, all that you interact with on your daily life, on your daily schedule. Okay. So life is something that you're experiencing, and then you start penning down that life, and that's what matters the most. So it's not about literacy, it's not about being very formally educated to write something, because I'm sure you would agree there are a lot of people who are very well educated, but when it comes to writing they are not creative enough, and that's because their thoughts have a tunnel vision. And a person who writes need not be a very good literate, but he or she can actually give a lot to literature through what he or she has explored all his life.
So you want to say that more education, I mean formal education is not important, you need to explore and to just write. I mean thoughts is very important, right?
Yes, so thoughts are very important, your own opinions, your courage to write, all of that is very important. Formal education is a part of our society, we do it, but that doesn't decide if you're going to be a good author or not.
So ma'am, what are the common mistakes do you see that nowadays the writers are making, and how can they avoid them?
First and foremost, not believing in themselves that they can actually create a masterpiece. Why I'm saying that is, you would say, ma'am, but wo to writer hai, how can you say this? They are writers, but nowadays, unfortunately, people have started taking help from others to write, because they do not have a belief in themselves that they can actually do it. They also take help from AI tools. Okay, so I'm not saying that AI is not supposed to be used for help, but when it comes to help, it's okay. Creativity has to come from your own human brain, and that's very important. So write on your own, believe in yourself, and that's one common mistake that all the writers are making. They're not believing in themselves, and the piece that they create is from their mind, not from their heart.
So ma'am, what's one thing you are hope that readers take away from your work?
Okay, I think it's very important for the readers to feel the emotion that I have poured in my book. If they feel it, my book will remain alive forever, and that's definitely going to happen I'm very sure about it because with the feeling and with the emotion that I have penned down, my book STM, that is Student Teacher Meet, is actually going to reach the masses, every child, every teacher, every educator, every parent, every policy maker of schools, and I'm quite sure about it that it's going to revolutionize the way education system is in the present time. And why I'm sure is because of the emotion that I've poured into the book. So one thing that I want the readers to feel after reading my book is the emotion with which I've written.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So here I am with the video journalist Harnoor Kaur with Sejal Pandey.